the island, the heart of the trade guild. Here stood its three pillars: the exchange, the archive, and the bank. By day, the square rang with the bells of deals. By night, the torchlight slid across marble facades. Everything here breathed power and old wealth. At the docks, life boiled. Ships, barges, clippers, merchant, military, and private. Sailors argued with inspectors. Dock hands rolled barrels, and above it all hummed the steady throb of machines and steam cranes, the island's heart beating to the rhythm of trade. Above the port rose the building of the Grand Council, a stone giant with a copper spire and the guild's flag forever strained by the wind. That evening, the captains gathered at the great oak table. The thick walls muffled the harbor's noise, yet through the stone came the deep murmur of the sea, as if the ocean itself listened to those who claimed to command it. Jin Van Ryden, gray-haired, with skin the color of sunburned salt. In his youth, he had been a deckhand on a cargo brig, lost his ship 3 times, yet always returned, with his men and his flag. Now he was the chairman of the council, a man to whom the sea obeyed more out of habit than fear. He raised his gaze, and the hall fell silent. The cane tapped softly against the stone. Let's get to business. The corporate union is moving to the sea. They've been granted permission to open trading factories along the coasts officially for resource exchange. In truth, it's an attack on us. A low stir passed through the room. Someone cursed, someone slammed a fist against the table. If the union secures those routes, Jian continued, within a year, we'll be paying them for our own seas. That's war, rasped an old man by the window, and we're already late. Jian nodded. The decision stands before us. Negotiation, sabotage, or open play against the union. We have ships, contacts, and men, but less time than it seems. Silence thickened, heavy as the air before a storm. Then a young captain rose, Leor Cade. His coat had not yet faded from salt, but his gaze was firm. We won't win by playing their game, he said evenly. They have factories, armies, engineers. We have the sea, our people, and our networks. That's our weapon. Be specific, someone muttered. On the union's fringes live people ruled by fear and rations. They're tired. We can support those who disagree, not with weapons, but with choice. Let the union drown in its own outskirts. While they put out fires, we'll take the harbors and the routes. A whisper rippled through the hall, short and sharp like wind before a wave. Risky, said Van Ryden. The sea doesn't forgive hesitation, Leor replied. Jian paused, then nodded. Let it be recorded. We'll discuss how to spark that fire. An old captain leaned forward on his hands. A direct strike is not our way, he said quietly. We win not by force, but by knowledge. Don't destroy the road-by specialists, steal their craft, but hide your roots and your stores. Let no one know where our ships go. He turned to Jian and Leor. Find someone in the Hive One who can vanish without trace. Pull the thread from there, carefully. We play not for the storm, but for the long shadow. Silence settled again. The air smelled of wax and salt, thick as an oath. Then one of the captains stood abruptly. We didn't build all this to hand it over. This is our sea, our roots, our lives. A rumble of approval rolled through the hall. Van Ryden nodded. Now it was a matter of honor. He rose. Off the record, he said calmly. The scribe's pen lowered. Increase watch on the ports. Spare no coin for information and bribes. A tongue is cheaper than steel. Don't give the Union allies, let every man know whom he serves, and when to stay silent. He looked around the hall. The lamplight flickered. "We are the sea," said Jen. "It waits, but when its time comes, it covers all." Van Ryden turned, the measured tap of his cane counting down the seconds to the storm. When the doors closed behind him, the hall sank into silence, heavy and salty, like air before the wind. And below, in the harbor, the ship's boilers breathed smoke, softly, like the breath of a great beast still sleeping.